Right, guys, I'm on YouTube. Get a jump on and you'll see me pop up there somewhere. I think 3 of you are watching already. Let me know in this chat when you're watching, because I can't see who's watching. Sam, morning. Ian says he's ready. Morning, Ian. Morning, Kate. Morning, Law. Morning, Faye. Morning, Kate Jackson. Cara, can you just message Kath and tell her how you got on? Because Kath can't get on, please. Right, most of you can comment on YouTube as well, eh? That's good. Morning, Fab. The app on your phone. Right, 2 seconds. Let me just tell Kath. Yeah, Cara just said she has to go on the app on her phone to be able to watch it. There's 13 in there now. So yesterday, you know, everyone saw I did that test yesterday. Whilst I was doing that test, my sister and my missus were in the front room watching me, but there was 3 people showing at the top of the screen that were watching. So there was some random guy watching it. So it's fairly likely during the morning briefings that we'll have people that aren't part of the team watching the morning brief. And Fab, no, we can't. Is everybody on now? Does anyone know anyone that's not on? I suppose is the easier question. right, cool. I think we're pretty much there. We've got 15 people in. Cara, Amy, Kath, Faye, Fauzi, Ian, Jammers, Kate Jackson, Kate Spur, Laura. Natalie, are you there? Nick Marshall, are you there? Rebecca and Sam, they're already there. All right, cool. We'll just kick it off like this then, guys. It's a really, really strange to sit sat in my living room and giving you a briefing this way without all you guys sat in front of me. Usually at this stage of the game, we're all listening to Kate Jackson whinge about how naughty her kids have been over the weekend and that sort of thing. First and foremost, this will be a daily occurrence for the duration of however long we're working from home for. Just so we can catch up in the morning like we usually would and explain what the plan is for the day ahead. 2 seconds. Does Kath, are you there now? Right. First thing you have to do today, guys, is make sure that everybody swipes in to their ADMS. So as soon as you get logged on to ADMS, you need to make sure that you swipe in before 9 o'clock this morning. When we're in the building, we pay you from me knowing that you're in and logging you if you're not. But whilst we're working from home, you will get paid if you swipe in. If you don't swipe in, then it'll look like you're not working for the day. So it's really, really important. If you go on your ADMS, there'll be a swipe in button at the top right where you can swipe yourself in. And really importantly, you'll have to swipe out at the end of the day as well. Sam, if yours is telling you to only swipe out, that means that you've been swiped in. So swipe out and swipe back in. ADMS password is not working. In relation to the IT issues that you guys are having, I'll be honest, I don't have the fix. Your ADMS, when you're on the remote desktop, should be the same username and password as it always has been. So if it's not working, usually that would mean that you're just typing in the wrong password. To be honest, but I mean, could be bigger things going wrong than that. I don't know. We got sent out. Management got sent out an email at the end of last week explaining how the easiest way to work at home is and the things that can either make or break your success whilst you're working at home. Obviously, the vibe and the atmosphere is what we sell on when we're in the office, and it makes it really, really, really hard to gauge how it's going to be when you guys are at home. But there are things that you can do to make sure that whilst you're working during this period, you're bringing as much normality to your lives as possible. First and foremost, what I would heavily recommend is a routine. You need to make sure that firstly, you wake up nice and early, exactly the same time. Obviously, you don't have to do the school runs or car. You don't have to take your dogs to your mum's house or anything like that. But still wake up nice and early, have the same normal routine as you would whilst you're in the office. If you wake up at 10 to 9 or 8:30, you won't have enough time to get your stuff together by the time you're supposed to be logged on, and you don't want to be having breakfast at 9:15 in the morning, if that makes sense. So have a morning routine where you know I'm going to do X, Y, and Z before I log on, just as you would if you were coming into work as in the office work. Number 2, attire. Everything on the internet. 2 seconds. Everything on the internet says, and Rian Head sent us last week, says that if you sit there in your pajamas, or if you sit there in anything else but work gear, jeans, that sort of thing, anything that's not I'm going out of the house attire, then your attitude towards your work will be slightly different. It'd be really, really hard for you to feel any kind of normality, like you're actually working, if you're in your pajamas, basically. So get up, normal morning, get dressed, ready for work. You don't have to be in shirts and ties, but I would recommend to get yourself in something as if you were going to go out and about. Number 3, the third thing, the best thing you can do with your breaks, guys, is regiment them. So have a loads of routine whilst you're in work. So as per usual, you're going to get a 20, a 30, and a 20 in the day between 9 and 6. So have your, as an example, have your 20 minutes and set yourself in your head. I know at 11 o'clock, I'm going to have 20 minutes. So from 11 o'clock till 20 past 11, I have 20 minutes break. And then you'll go through to your half an hour lunch, which you've scheduled in your head, and that's going to be 1:30. If you have a routine and you have individual blocks of work where you know you're going to be working with, and you know you're going to be having a break, you'll have a routine to your work days. So it's not just dip in, dip out, go and watch TV, get distracted by the internet and that sort of thing. All right. Distractions. In work, there's really not that much distraction except for your fellow colleagues, and that's the best distraction you can have, because it makes your day a little bit better. It's going to be really, really tempting for a lot of people to spend 99% of their day on their phones, or on the internet, on YouTube and that sort of thing. You'll need to fight that urge. You'll need to fight that and make sure that you're staying disciplined whilst you're at home. Really, really, it's going to be tricky for everybody, but I'm sure you can do it, to disconnect yourself from the fact that you're at your home. And usually when you're at home, you do all these things to say, I'm now in work, so I'm solely going to do this. So don't let the distractions take you at all. Set milestones in your day, so when you do hit those milestones, you can bring in those distractions. So let's say you want to go on you want to stop and watch television. Make sure that you don't do that at all until you've hit the go home target. So say, right, I want to do this X, Y, and Z. This is what I want to do next. Get your go home target done, and then do that. Make sense? Communication with each other is going to be vital. Really, really hard for us to provide that as a manager, as a management team. Have open pathways of communication between each other. So you know exactly what everyone else is doing. The one thing I will say about communication between each other, though, guys, is some of you might find this really easy. Some of you might find this really, really hard. But it's really important that if you're speaking to each other about your days and how it's gone so far, you need to make sure that it's all positive. If you're on the phone to one of your colleagues and say, like, I'm not finding this very well, and you're real negging them out, then they'll pick up that vibe as well. They'll pick up that energy, and they'll also find it hard. So if you're on the phone to your colleagues, if you're WhatsApping your colleagues, motivation, positivity, happiness. I would also try and arrange for at least in threes. You know, you guys go in breaks in threes. Have lunch together. A lot of you said last week that you were going to FaceTime each other on lunch. If your friends are going on lunch, I would recommend to go on lunch as well. Get yourself on FaceTime with a couple of phones or a couple of screens in front of you, and make sure you're communicating with each other. Then you can then check up on how each other's days going, and make sure that everyone's all right and everyone's dealing with it fine. Last thing, go home targets. Bit of a weird thing, because obviously you're already at home, every single one of you. We'll have to think of a new name for it. Individually, 3 sales for an average value of 15. For the slower ones in the team, that would be a total value of £45 over 3 sales. As soon as the floor, the entire organization hits 25 sales with the average value of 15, we'll close it down. In relation to anything you need to do with work, Jam, Kath, and I are all here all the time with our phones on us, making sure that we're here to answer anything you need. We have a way of listening to your calls. So the way your coaching, teaching, and training will go over the coming weeks is, whilst you're live, we'll be able to listen. As soon as that you finish that call, if there's anything we would work on with you, we'll what we'll do is we'll jump on a WhatsApp to you, on a call, a video call for you, and we'll do a training session that way for you. Finally, productivity is going to be productivity is the most important thing in any call center environment and any sales environment. The person today that works the hardest will achieve the most sales, and the person that's the most dedicated or disciplined, I should say, will complete the most sales. So get yourself in there, get yourself stuck in, decide your own work, wear normal clothes, not pajamas, have a routine, stay disciplined, and stay productive. As you can all probably imagine, Jammers is sat at his desk, frowning at a computer screen. He can't shout at you in the face, but I'm pretty sure that if you're idle for an hour and a half, he's going to be on the phone to you, and nobody wants a call from Jam. That's all for today, guys. Everyone get yourself logged on. There's IT issues now when you log on. Message in the group, and then between Kath, Jam, and I will find a way of fixing it for you. Happy selling.